What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Listen, thank you for tuning in. I'm Billy Miller, the motivational minister. Listen, today is the last teaching of a powerful series I've been teaching on the harvest blockers. As a matter of fact, somebody put in the hashtag in the comment section, hashtag harvest blockers. And this is the last teaching of this series. You know, this teaching started one day I was taking a shower and my shower my tub began to fill up as I was taking a shower because my drain was clogged up. And out of my frustration, I said, well, you know what? I'm just going to have to do something about it because just sitting here getting mad is not going to do anything about it. And so I began to, there's a lesson in everything, right? And so I began to come up with things that wasn't going to unclog the drain, right? Because my issue was my drain was clogged up. And guess what? Me complaining about it wasn't going to unclog the drain. Am I right? So answer that question, as a matter of fact, on this last teaching of this series. Answer that question to yourself. If I were to just complain, would that have unclogged the drain? Write that in the comment section. I'm pretty sure you're going to write no, but put that in the comment section. Let me ask you this. What if I was blaming going to unclog the drain? I could have blamed everything. I could have blamed, everybody, or I could blame anything for the reason that the drain is clogged up. Would blaming unclog the drain? No, right? Put that in the comment section. Put it in all caps if you're in agreement with that. Let me ask you another question. What if I just ignored it? What if I would have just turned the blind's eye to it? What if I would have just pretended that the drain wasn't clogged? Would that have unclogged the drain? No. Put no in the comment section if you agree with that. Let me ask you another question. What if I made an excuse? What if I made an excuse while the drain was clogged up? What if I made an excuse while the water was filling up? Would my excuses cause the drain to unclog? No. And so I began to go through these teachings, and that's what started the series. And actually, if you haven't been a part of the series, if you haven't seen the series, listen, go to my YouTube channel. YouTube is youtube.com/Mr. Billy Miller, MrBillieMiller, or you can watch it on Facebook if you connected with me on Facebook. But these are the teachings that I've done on that series, the Harvest Blocker series. So there's going to be, this video is the fourth video. So the first one was called Blame Won't Unclog the Drain. Please go and check these series out if you haven't watched them already. They're powerful. And like I said, you can go to my YouTube channel and just click the live button. You can see all the lives that I've done. Another teaching I did was called Complaining Doesn't Work, It Just Irks. Complaining doesn't work, it just irks. All of these series were powerful. And then all of these teachings are powerful. And the last teaching I did was called Don't Ignore, Dig More. Don't ignore, dig more. And today we're going to talk about the last teaching, which is number 4, the fourth teaching of this series, called Define Excuses. Define excuses. Listen, this is going to be real good. I'm going to give you 7 definitions. I'm going to give you my definition of the word excuse. And just in these definitions, it's going to open your eyes. Just in these definitions, you're going to get revelation. A light bulb is going to come up over your head. Just in these definitions. I got 7 of them I want to share with you. So listen, I want to share a quick video right quick to give you away a free gift. Stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. I'll be right back. Just watch this little short, quick video and share the video. Share this tag somebody, post this on your Facebook. Do whatever you got to do to get people on this call because it's going to change somebody's life. All right. I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. right. Thank you for tuning in once again. My name is Billy Miller, the Motivational Minister, and we are on part 4, the 4th teaching of this powerful series called Harvest Blockers. This one is called Define Excuses. Define Excuses. And this teaching was inspired by my book, Whatever Devil, We Made It Anyway. I have a whole chapter in this book on excuses. Powerful chapter. Chapter 2. Chapter 3 is on procrastination. So he actually goes parallel real well. But chapter 2 was a whole chapter that's teaching on excuses, and is going to teach you how to read excuses once and for all. And out of this whole chapter, today we're just going to talk about the definitions, and I have them in this book as well. And you're going to see how powerful these definitions are. And once you see how powerful these definitions are, just remember, there's a whole chapter in this book. We're just going to talk about the definitions today, just to give you a taste of this revelation. So excuses. Listen, let me tell you something about excuses. We all make them. We've all made them. It's kind of like what I said about when I was teaching on complaining. We all complain. The problem comes when you make a habit of complaining. Likewise, we make excuses. If you think about it, you probably made an excuse this week. The problem comes when you make a habit of making excuses. And if you make a habit, if you have a habit of making excuses, therefore there lies the problem. Like I said, this series is called Harvest Blockers, meaning we're teaching on things that's blocking your harvest. Some things a lot of you block your harvest and you don't even know it. Ungratefulness blocks harvest. Unthankfulness blocks harvest. You don't even know it. And a lot of you are making a habit of making excuses. And there lies the problem. Making a habit of making excuses. Let me show you this quote right here. This is by George Washington Carver. It says 99% of all failures come from people who have a habit of making excuses. Notice that word habit. 99% of all failures come from people who have a habit of making excuses. You don't want to listen. There's nothing sadder than seeing a person who's confident in their excuses, because people who are confident in their excuses, that means they actually believe them. They know it's an excuse, but they're so confident in it that they believe that if you believe the excuse, it makes it true. Have you ever experienced this before? Have you ever met somebody like this? They'll go through extreme measures to prove their excuse, because in their mind, they think that if you believe the excuse, it makes it right. I'm going to show you another quote right quick. This one's from Benjamin Franklin. It says, "He that is good for making excuses is seldom good for anything else." He that is good for making excuses. Don't be a person who's good at making excuses, because likely if you're the same person, you're not good for nothing much for anything else. Why? Because you made a habit of making excuses. Oh man, we're about to get into this. Listen, I don't want to hold you long. Like I said, I'm gonna just share these definitions with you. It's 7 of them. We're gonna go through it right quick, and you just let the definitions marinate. It's something that I can expound on each one. I could do a teaching y'all for each definition, but we're not gonna make this a long video. I'm gonna make it short. I'm gonna just give you the nuggets and leave it to you, your homework, to explore more. All right, so let's look at the first definition. Excuses are a cover-up for your failure to do something. Excuses are a cover-up for your failure to do something. A lot of times we make excuses because of something we're not doing. We're failing to do something. We've been told to do something, or we know we need to do something, but it's a cover up because we didn't do it. Listen, this is one of my quotes, one of my favorite quotes by me. Excuses don't hide, they reveal. Listen, take a screenshot of that. Excuses don't hide, they reveal. They reveal who you really are. So a lot of people, when they give excuses, they think that people are buying into it. They think that people are believing the excuse. But excuses don't hide, they reveal. You think you're hiding something. You think you're hiding the fact. You think you're covering up something. But you're just revealing who you really are. You're just revealing that you don't want to do something. I hope you're taking a screenshot. So we talked about number one. Listen, number two. Like I said, I ain't going to hold you long. Excuses are crutches for those who refuse to change. Have you ever met somebody? There's somebody in your life, there's somebody in your family, and hopefully you're not one of them, but there's someone in your circle maybe who refuse to change. There's somebody in your world. They just won't listen. They just want to do it their way. They refuse to change. Guess what? Excuses are their crutch. I remember when I tore my meniscus in my knee, I couldn't walk. I had to rely heavily on the crutches to get around, to move about, to get from here to there, because I couldn't put any pressure on my leg. I had to rely heavily on the crutches to support it. Likewise, that's how people are who refuse to change. They rely heavily on excuses. Excuses is what they use to defend themselves. Excuses is what they use as a crutch because they refuse to change. 3, excuses are diversions used to remove blame. You know, someone does something wrong and maybe they got caught. And so now they're going to give you an excuse because they're trying to remove the blame. They're trying to redirect the blame. They're trying to, okay, no, don't look at me. Look over there. Diversion. Excuses are used as smoke and mirrors. Excuses are used to divert, to distract, to refocus the blame. Number 4, excuses are used to get out of doing what's required of you. There's something that's required of you, but you're using an excuse to get out of it. You know it's required of you. You know you're supposed to pay the child support, but you make an excuse for why you can't. You know you should go to the gym, but you make an excuse for why you can't. You make an excuse to get out of what's required of you. Oh, you know you should be eating right, but you made an excuse. I ain't gonna meddle with you too much. This message for me too. Like I said, we're going quick today. I'm just sharing these nuggets with you. I want you to go back through these definitions and chew on it. Listen, I like this one here. Excuses are silly, ridiculous reasons that only sound justifiable to the person who's telling. Oh, this is one of my favorite ones here. Come on, I gotta say it again. Come on, stay with me now. Stay with me. Listen, excuses are silly, ridiculous reasons that only sound justifiable to the person who's telling it. In other words, excuses sound foolish to everybody except the person who's telling the excuse. Oh, I remember when I oh, I had a fear of driving, and I thought nobody knew because I made excuse and they made an excuse. Everybody knew I had a fear of driving. I was just making an excuse. Well, I need to get a license for. I ain't got a car. I ain't no need to be trying to get no license. I was scared to drive. It ain't had nothing to do with me not having a car. Excuses sound ridiculous to everybody except the person who's telling. Oh man, I want you to write. Listen, this the one. This is my favorite one of the definitions. I don't need you to take a screenshot of that. I need you to write that down. I need you to chew on this for a minute. Because when you make excuses, it sounds silly, and you're the only one who don't know it. And the only reason you don't know it because the person who's making the excuses are deaf to the silliness. They're deaf to how foolish it sounds. But everybody else who hears it, they know. They're like, okay, he's just making an excuse. And they know you're making an excuse. Why? Because excuses don't hide, they reveal. So let me show you some, let me give you some word. Let me give you some word. Look at this scripture here. This is Luke chapter 14, verse 16 through 17. This is the easy to read version. It says, a man gave a big dinner. He invited many people. When it was time to eat, he sent his servants to tell the guests, come, the food is ready, right? So he gave everybody the invitation and he got all this food prepared. And he said, hey, he sent this message, hey, go let everybody know the food ready. Hey, come on, get it. Like it says, but all, not some, not most, but all the guests said they could not come. Each one made an excuse. Now let's listen to some of these excuses. Luke chapter 14, verse 18 says, the first one said, I have just bought a field, so I must go look at it. Please excuse me. He said, hey man, I can't come right now, man. I just bought some property and I need to go look at it. Now listen, I know there may be some real estate people on here, so listen, there are some people who buy stuff sight unseen. But let me ask you a question. Would you buy a house without going to look at it? Would you go buy some property before you see it? This man said, hey, I just bought some property. I got to go look at it, man. Sorry, my bad. See how silly that sounds? Let's look at another one. Listen. Another man said, I just bought 5 pairs of work animals. I must go and try them out. You mean he bought them and now he about to go test them? That's like me going to buy a car and then say, hey man, I just bought a car, man, but I would come, but I gotta go test drive the car. Don't you test drive before you buy it? See how silly that sounds? You sound just as foolish when you make excuses. You sound just as silly when you make excuses. The only problem is you don't know it because a person who makes excuses is deaf to the silliness of how it sounds. Let's look at one more. Another man said, I have recently married a wife, and for that reason, I'm unable to come. Hey, I got to go see my wife. Since when you can't go to a dinner because you married? Or he need to go see his wife? Maybe he didn't see. Listen, the way these other excuses was, maybe he's saying he ain't seen his wife yet. Hey, I got to go test out. You can't come to a dinner because you married? Hey man, I would come, man, but I just got married, last month, man. I can't come. I gotta go home, man. Put that up there one more time. Excuses are silly, ridiculous reasons that only sound justifiable to the person who's telling. All right, come on. I'm almost done. I got 2 more to give you, 2 more definitions. Short and sweet, short and sweet. Check this out. Number 6, excuses are the language used by those who are uncommitted. Chew on that for a minute. Excuses are the language of the procrastinator. Oh man, listen, like I told you before, I'm king procrastinator. I don't procrastinate. I got some procrastination stories for you. You follow me? And guess what? During those times when I procrastinated for 7 years. I procrastinated for 7 years before I wrote my first book. I procrastinated for years before I got my license. I procrastinated for years before I took action to go get full custody of my daughter. And guess what? During those seasons, that time of me procrastinating, I spoke excuses. Excuses are the language of the procrastinator. Because you're forever having to give a reason why it's taking so long. And listen, that's another thing. You got to learn the difference between legitimate reasons and excuses. You know, there was a situation that there was something I had to do one time, and I got a call that my mother was dying. I had to go out of town. That's a legitimate reason. But excuses is something silly that don't sound silly to you when you tell it. Listen, stop making excuses for why you can't and start making reasons for why you can. I'm going to say it again. Stop making excuses for why you can't. That's in that book. Stop making excuses for why you can't and start making reasons for why you can. Because the longer you procrastinate, the longer you remain uncommitted, when you open your mouth, your language is going to be excuses. It's going to be what you're fluent in. There's nothing sadder than seeing a person who's fluent in making excuses. Got one more, and I'm going to let you go. Excuses are simply lies that hold us back. The lies is deceiving you. And you think that you're getting by. You think that you're tricking the people. You think that everybody's buying into it. And you've convinced yourself on a lie. You've convinced yourself on a lie. And this is going to hold you back. The more you keep making excuses, the more you keep making excuses, the more you're going to hold yourself back. I think it's about time that you rid excuses from your life. These are just the definitions. I hope it inspired you. I hope you got some nuggets from what I said. I want you to go through these definitions and chew on it even more. Go deeper. And listen, if you have my book, Whatever Devil, the Hope book, it's chapter 2, where I go into the excuses even deeper. If you already have the book, go ahead and reread chapter 2. I tell the story of Tawana Williams, who was blessed to be born without arms, somebody who could have made excuses, but she didn't. And you need to hear her story. Powerful story. She used her feet like she used her hands. Phenomenal woman. They call her the Hope Coach. She refused to make excuses. Chapter 2 of this book. If you don't have this book, go to whateverdevil.com and order the paperback copy, or you can get the ebook. There's a link on there too. Go to whateverdevil.com. Either way, If you want the ebook, there's a link on there that'll take you right to Amazon, direct link to Amazon, where you can download the Amazon Kindle. But if you want the paperback copy, I'm going to sign it. I'm going to autograph it. I want to ship it to you the next business day. But make sure you get this book. This book is back up again. This book, so it sells, and then it'll kind of parallel, and some of the other books will go up. But this book seems to be everybody love this book. And that, so you know what? You got more chapters in here. Like I said, chapter 3 is on procrastination. So it goes from excuses to procrastination. And it's going to help you rid it out of your life once and for all. Because I know you're tired of making excuses. I know you're tired of procrastinating. I know you're ready to go after your dream. I know you're tired of you're feeling defeated. You're feeling like you're not good enough. You have all these different feelings, insecurities. What if you're not ready? You're having all these. And the devil will just come and whisper to you excuses. I'm going to help you get rid of it. So go to whateverdevil.com, purchase the paperback copy. I'm going to sign it, send it to you the next business day, or download the ebook, which is on Amazon Kindle. And right quick before you go, let me do this here. So I do have a volume 2 to that book too. I really want you to get this first one because I want you to read up on the excuses and get delivered from that. That's the major focus today. But if you're going to order the paperback copy, which is $14.95, by the way, which is the online sale price, good price for a book of this quality, I would encourage you to go ahead and get both books, volume 1 and volume 2. And watch what it do. You can get both the books for only $25.99. That's over 20% off if you buy both of them. That's on the website. You can get both the ebooks too if you need to, but they're both on the website. I want to send both of these books to you. Go to whateverdevil.com and download the book. Listen, please share this video because it's going to help somebody get delivered. It's going to help somebody stop making excuses once and for all. I got a real quick video I want to show you, and then after this video is over, this teaching is over. Listen, I love y'all. Y'all take care. Y'all stay up. Y'all stay blessed, and always remember that the word is your life.